Salute. Welcome to the Real Big Fruit Podcast. I'm your host, Big Fruit, Michael Jordan of recording early in the morning, also known as The Glue, because I like to keep things together, keep them in a proper perspective. Listen, I am representing my title as the voice of the streets. If you don't know, now you know. Big Fruit is definitely the voice of the streets. If you were in your car this morning on your way to work listening to Big Fruit, you make sure you drive safe. You're in your car on your way home from work. You make sure you drive safe. And while you listening to Big Fruit, if you at the crib watching Big Fruit on the big screen TV early in the morning, you already know what it is. You see the title, right? My story of Puerto Rican Richie from Classon and Dekalb. I felt the need to tell this story because listen, man, they got me pegged as being a racist over this Pistol Pete shit. Why is it that black people are considered racist whenever we defend ourselves physically, whenever we defend ourselves verbally, and wherever we defend ourselves when we defend our names and our honor when it comes to a dispute with a Latino? Why we got to be racist? We not racist. Food ain't racist. Fruit is not a racist, man. You ain't gonna find no Puerto Rican motherfucker that I have a relation with or a friendship with that's gonna call me a racist. Y'all calling me a racist because I'm not having this bullshit Pistol Pete done started. Ain't nobody picking on Pistol Pete. Ain't nobody picking on the Latin community. Pistol Pete chose to run with this narrative for the past 20 years. Pistol Pete chose to tell the world he stabbed all the black people in the Classon yard. This is Pistol Pete's doing, and I am responding, and the black community is responding. So if y'all want to peg me a racist because I'm responding and I'm defending black people, so be it, son. My peoples know what it is. The Latin community, y'all want to call me a racist? That's on y'all, son, because the Latin people that I've grew up with and the Latin people that I know, they know Big Fruit ain't a racist. Now we're going to move on. Also about this shit with this racist shit. Dudes are sending me shots and threats in their motherfucking comments on Instagram and motherfucking YouTube like they built like that. Yo, y'all niggas is Twitter fingers. Y'all niggas is internet gangsters, son. Y'all have no history. Y'all have no repertoire. Like, I'm in the books. You know what I'm saying? The jersey is in the rafters. Get it right before y'all start talking reckless, man. Y'all niggas talking about y'all see me in traffic, y'all gonna do something. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing but ask for a fucking autograph. Y'all fucking Girl Scouts. Stop acting like y'all niggas tough, because y'all niggas is not tough. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all not tough. Okay, now, let's move on. My story of Puerto Rican Richie from Classon and Dekalb. Classon and Dekalb is a strip that connects in front of Lafayette Gardens. Classon runs down past the 88 precinct, down Classon Avenue, past Pratt Institute, down to Myrtle Avenue, and Dekalb controls the whole strip of the projects from Franklin Avenue all the way up to Classon. You know what I'm saying? So that's a hot spot, Classon and Dekalb. Known for the bar on the corner called Cisco's, which is basically a hangout for the 88 precinct. The police, when they get off of work, they go up in there and hang out and shit like that. And that bar has been on the corner of Classon and Dekalb forever. Next to Tony's Pizzeria. Shout out to Tony's Pizzeria. Tony's Pizzeria had been there forever. You know what I'm saying? Tony was the homie. Tony had the pizza shop rocking, and the Latins and the blacks always got along at Tony's Pizzeria. Now, Classon Avenue was a block. Classon between Dekalb and Willoughby, or Dekalb and Myrtle, or Dekalb and Willoughby. Dekalb and Willoughby. Classon between Dekalb and Willoughby was it was a block with a bunch of brownstones on it, or a bunch of houses on it, and it was basically dominated by Latinos. Nah, I didn't want to say it was dominated. It was a mixture. My boy Richie and Shorty U and all the niggas lived on that block. It was a mixture of Latinos and blacks in the 80s. It wasn't the best built block. You know what I'm saying? We was dealing with poverty back then in the 80s, crack and all that crazy shit. But it was the spot. And the kids on Classon Avenue and the kids in LG, we used to all go across the street to Pratt Institute, and we used to play rough tackle football and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Richie. That was my guy. Shout out to Shorty U. He grew up on that block as well. But I had a homeboy that grew up on that block, and he was Spanish. His name was Richie. Richie might have been 2 years older than me. He was definitely a year or maybe two older than me. You know what I'm saying? I used to see Richie in passing. Yo, what's up, Richie? Yo, what's up? Richie knew who I was. Every now and then we would go across the street, play rough tackle football. Richie would play sometimes he wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we would sneak in Pratt, break into the college, because Pratt is an art school. So we would break into the college, steal clay, steal paint, steal chalk, being badass kids. Sometimes Richie was there, sometimes he wasn't. But Richie was a little older than me, which means Richie was a little faster than me. So Richie was in the street a little heavier than me when we were children. Yeah, Richie was in the streets, man. It was a rumor. Richie got caught up with some older OGs, Latin OGs, and them niggas was putting pressure on Richie about something. And if I'm not mistaken, it was something drug related. I don't know if they were trying to get Richie to hustle for him, or Richie was hustling for him and fucked up some money. I don't know all the details. I just know Richie, being a juvenile, I was 12 at the time, probably. He probably was 14. It was in a heightened situation when Richie messed around and caught a body. Yeah, man. Richie fucked around and put down one of them OGs who was pressing him. That was the rumor. Niggas was pressing Richie. Richie put some work in. Richie just disappeared. I don't remember when the body dropped. I don't remember the white sheet over the body, viewing the body. I don't remember any of that. I just know Richie disappeared. And everybody was talking about, yo, Richie in Sparta, Richie caught a body. And it was a rumor going around how he caught the body. Don't know the facts, don't know all the details. I can only give you what the streets was giving us back then. Lo and behold, about maybe 8 months to a year later, I got arrested and go to Sparford. Richie's in Sparford. Now, when I get to Sparford, Richie's there and Mo Dog. Now, we all from the same hood, so we know each other. And we knew each other in Sparford. We used to salute each other and shit like that. But Richie and Mo Dog both had, Richie had a body, Mo Dog had a temp. So they got criminal court and Supreme Court time. If I'm not mistaken, Dog had a 2-6, and Richie had life on the back of his bed. Maybe a 5 to life, 7 to life, 9 to life. One of those life-term juvenile bids Richie ended up with. That was 87 in Sparford. We all went our ways. I ran into Dog in the street in 90. I ran into Dog on the Allen 91. I ran into Dog up north 94. Like, you know what I'm saying? We made our travels. We still seen each other. When it came to Richie, I never saw Richie again from 87 until 94. We in Clinton, me and Dog. Now, me and Dog both know Richie from our childhood around the way, class in the Dekalb, Junior High School 117, Kent Avenue, with all the Boricuas and shit on Kent. Shout out to all my Boricuas on Kent Avenue between Dekalb and Willoughby. Shout out to all the Puerto Ricans on the Ave of Taffy between Dekalb and Willoughby. Yeah, we got a huge Latin community down my way, and they fucks with us, and we fuck with them. We never dealt with no racist shit. Never, ever. My first experience with this racist shit comes now when I meet up with Richie and Clinton. Oh shit, yo, Dog, you saw Richie? Dog was like, yeah, you seen that nigga? I'm like, yeah, son, I'm going to yard and holler at the nigga. Dog was like, man, that nigga ain't gonna holler at you. What's up? Yo, he on some other shit. Go to the yard, see nigga Richie. Yo, what's up, Richie? First thing I recognized, he let his hair grow. Second thing I recognized, he had on black and yellow beads. Richie gave me a 2-minute conversation, let me know where he stand, let me know he was a Latin king, and let me know it was a fine line between the Latins and the blacks, and he kept it pushing. I was fucked up. Oh shit, yo. Dog was like, I told you, Richie on some other shit. So now, Richie was the first one who let me know gang culture was real, and gang culture was what it was at 1994. Now, I was familiar with the Bloods starting to bubble on the Allen in 9-3, the Bloods and the Latin Kings doing what they do. But I wasn't really informed on gang culture. Richie opened my eyes to the shit. Richie opened my eyes to the division. Richie opened my eyes to the separation. Richie opened my eyes to the fact that this is a race-related situation. So now, when in Clinton, I ain't get to see Richie too much because the Latin Kings got into some shit with the Nubians. And Ron doing them niggas shut the jail down. Shout out to my boy Ron Do the Twin. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wink, rest in peace. Shout out to Kenyatta. You know what I'm saying? all the OGs that put it down, and they shut the jail down when they had to bang out with the Kings in 9-4. Nubians and Kings, 9-4, bang out. Shit made the news. Latin Kings had to come out and wave the white flag. They ain't want no smoke. I don't know if Richie got caught up in that, because that shit was popping off in every block. You know what I'm saying? That shit was popping off in the blocks. It never made it to the yard. It never made it to the yard. That shit popped in all the blocks, on the galleries and the hallways and shit like that. So I don't know if Richie was in another block and popped off and got into some situation and left. But I know I never seen Richie again. But I never forgot that experience, man. You know what I'm saying? Richie was a cool dude. Richie was a cool dude. I was fucked up when Richie was on his bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I never seen him transgress on anyone. I never seen him be racist. I never seen any of that. But for him to be my childhood friend and let me know, yo, nigga, listen, this is what it is. I'm doing this, you doing that, and I can't rock with you, that shit fucked me up. So when people say Fruit being a racist, Fruit not being a racist, son, I respond and I react how y'all treat me, man. Real talk, son, because I got plenty of Latino friends. And I got plenty of Latinos that will speak highly of me, son. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of Latino boys that came through that C-74 with their head cut off, and I was the one who made sure they was good, too. So don't forget that. When you was in C-70 Fruit, Latinos, and you was a chill, cool dude and ain't want no problems, if you ran across Fruit 9 times out of 10, I kept the wolves off your ass. 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't a bully. I wasn't a troublemaker. And if I seen a motherfucker in distress, I ain't let niggas pile up on a nigga, whether he was black or Latino. So don't start that racist shit with Big Fruit. Big Fruit not no racist. You know what I'm saying? And neither was Puerto Rican Richie, man. I don't believe Puerto Rican Richie was a racist. I just believe Puerto Rican Richie got caught up into the gang culture, and he had to represent. You know what I'm saying? That goes with everybody. Dudes caught up in the blood culture, they got to represent. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't taking no way. I didn't feel disrespected. You know what I'm saying? But I was hurt because, like I said, when you in them situations and you see a childhood friend, that shit put a smile on your face as well as your heart. And he let me know, like, yo, son, it ain't like that. And to know it wasn't like that, knowing we didn't clash, knowing we didn't have a beef, it was alarming. You know what I'm saying? So I had to enlighten myself on gang culture, man. And I had to understand, in prison, it's a fine line. Either you're black or you're Latino. And when you're ganged up, either you're blood, you're king, you're crip, you're nieta, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can't play both fields. You can't say I'm blood, but those is my mans. When the bloods roll, you gotta roll. When the kings roll, you gotta roll. And they enlightened my eyes to that shit. But I tell you one thing, I did them 23 years without joining near gang. Stood on my own too, 10 toes down. I ain't roll with the guard bodies. I ain't roll with the NOIs. I ain't roll with the Muslims. I ain't roll with the Nubians. I ain't roll with nobody. I was Big Fruit, Dolo, Bolo, 10 toes down. And I was in every maximum state, every max in the state, every maximum security prison in the state. I ain't duck no smoke. I was there. When niggas was screaming now in the early 90s, Fruit had beef with the Latin Kings. Fruit was in every yard looking for some smoke, and niggas ain't never bring no smoke. Niggas ain't want no smoke. And I'm glad of that. I'm appreciative of that, because I ain't want to get killed in prison, and I ain't want to kill a nigga in prison. You know what I'm saying? But all that racist shit, nah. Y'all don't get away with that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't get away with that. Y'all don't get to label me a racist because I'm defending my people. You know what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of y'all motherfuckers is defending Pistol Pete. I ain't calling y'all niggas racist. I'm just calling y'all niggas deaf, dumb, and blind, because that's what y'all are. Y'all deaf, dumb, and blind. Y'all don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know no better. But getting back to Puerto Rican Richie, man, I hope he's out there doing well, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't seen Richie since 94. We were about, I turned 20 in 94. He might have been 21, 22. I ain't seen him since. You know what I'm saying? I wish him well. I hope things worked out with him with that 9 of life bid or that juvenile bid with life on the back, because I ran into him in 94. He had been down since what? Early 87. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the juvenile facility, matter of fact, that's what it was. The juvenile started, when they started turning 18, they started pushing them niggas out to the Department of Corrections. And Richie got sent to the Department of Corrections, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I don't believe Richie went home and caught a new bid and came to DOC. I believe the juvenile system pushed him to corrections like they did so many others in the early 90s. But Richie was a good dude, son. Richie wasn't no problematic nigga in the street. Richie was smooth. Richie was quiet. He didn't make no noise. And he was getting to that bag. And I think getting to that bag led to a misunderstanding, or it led to a conflict. And it led to him putting something down. And Richie disappeared on us for a juvenile body in 87. I ran into him in 94. He was a Latin king, and he let me know, yo, son, it's a fine line. You black, I'm Latino. I'm rolling with the kings. You probably rolling with the guard bodies. And I was like, time out. Fuquan don't roll with guard bodies. All right, but whatever it is, this, that, and the third. And he fucked my head up with that. He gave me a 2-minute conversation, and he kept it pushing. And we never spoke again, and I never seen him again. Shit's crazy, right? Shit is crazy. But fruit the racist. But fruit the racist. Listen, man, I know how I do. I come through 6 minutes, Dougie. I say what it is and say what it ain't. And I felt the need to jump on here and shout out Puerto Rican Richie. You know what I'm saying? That was our guy growing up on the block of Classon and Dekalb, playing tackle football in Pratt, catching bees in Pratt, playing skelly in Pratt, playing fake tennis in Pratt. We did it all, son. We was badass kids, climb through the gate of the college, Pratt Institute, and just run wild like we supposed to be there, knowing we weren't. You know what I'm saying? Richie was in the mix. Richie went to school with us. You know what I'm saying? Richie was the homie. But Richie definitely enlightened me on gang culture when it came to the Latin Kings not having no love for the black folks. Richie highlighted that for me. And I never forgot that, son. And in prison, I seen it time and time again. Racism. See, we like to call them Latin boys that straight racists. We call them Germans. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between them Germans and the Boricuas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Boricuas. But when you start acting like a German, that's different. You know what I'm saying? That's different. And Pistol Pete was acting like a German on his bed. Now he home, he doing the right thing. He want to put shit in the past, and he want to live accordingly. We respect that. We don't hold that against you. But truth be truth, it ain't nothing wrong with saying, yo, I used to be on some bullshit. This is how I was giving it up, but my eyes have been opened, and I'm not on it like that no more. What's wrong with saying that? What's wrong with admitting that truth? It's okay. We all got it's a growing process. It's a process. We all learn from our mistakes. But Pistol Pete pride, his Latin pride, won't let him do that. It won't let him say, yo, I was wrong. It won't let him say, I'm sorry. His pride won't let him do that, son. His pride won't let him do that. So he'll rather just, you know what I'm saying, downplay it and let people know, like, you know, it is what it is. Nah, son, that ain't cool, because you don't want no smoke. We don't want no smoke. You doing things. We doing things. We need to be collaborating. You know what I'm saying? I still wish to do that, because Briz ain't got no problem connecting with Pistol Pete. Briz already let it be known. Pistol Pete ain't my bandit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my motherfucker op. Like, he doing good things. I'm doing good things. We can come together and do something even greater. So the door is still open. But we must address the lies. We must address that, because them lies turned into slander. That we can't proceed until that's addressed. You know what I'm saying? He's not addressing the lies. You know what I'm saying? He gonna say, yo, this is my I'm gonna talk about this last time. Why this gotta be the last time? You've been talking about it for 20 years. Why all of a sudden now this is the last time you gonna talk about it? Shit got hot in that kitchen. So he don't want to talk about it no more. But nah, that ain't cool, son. That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? You got people all on social media calling me a racist and shit. I ain't no racist. I ain't starting no trouble with the Latin community. I responded to Pistol Pete, but I'm a racist. It's okay. It's okay. Once again, man, shout out to my boy Puerto Rican Richie. I hope you out there doing well, man. You got to be a grandpa by now. You know what I'm saying? Living life. You know what I'm saying? You made that mistake as a kid. You know what I'm saying? We learn from our mistakes. We move on. You know what I'm saying? You've been forgiven for that mistake. And I hope your life has turned out well, bro. Ain't no hate here. Ain't no love lost here. You know what I'm saying? You still Richie from the block than me, road mother. So once again, before I leave, I want to shout out all the Latinos on Classon and Dekalb. I want to shout out all the Latinos on Taffy and Willoughby. I want to shout out all the Latinos on Kent between Dekalb and Willoughby. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know badass fruit growing up. I ain't never been no racist. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been no racist. I had my incidents with some Latinos, but I ain't never been no racist. You know what I'm saying? Never that. Never that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know how I do. I come through 6 minutes, Dougie, and I say what it is, say what it ain't. I felt the need to jump up here this morning and tell my story of Puerto Rican Richie. And maybe y'all have an understanding of where I stand on this shit, son. Maybe y'all have a better understanding of who fruit be. You know what I'm saying? Understand why I got my guard up with these niggas. Because they only respect violence. I'm telling you, son. They only respect violence, and they only respect the motherfucker that stand up for themselves. If you don't be violent and you don't stand up for yourself, motherfuckers will walk all over you, son. And I'm not here to be walked all over. I'm not here for that, son. I will fight until I ain't got no fight in me, man. Fuck that. We are not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I come through 6 minutes, Dougie. I say what it is and say what it ain't. And right now, it ain't about being a racist, son. Being a racist, that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? I would have went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade Saturday. Them niggas would have killed me, man. I'd have been out there trying to enjoy myself, and they'd have been ready to kill me, son. Ain't no love lost, man. Let's stop the hate. Let's stop the hate. Let's stop the hate. You know what I'm saying? And the Latin community, y'all need to tell Pistol Pete straight up down, man. He started this shit. He started this shit, son. He started this shit. And Big Fruit is going to finish it. Once again, man, you know how I do. Come through 6 minutes, Dougie. I say what it is, say what it ain't, man. So until next time, y'all be easy. Salute.